it's obvious that the Celtics are just they need shooting. We knew coming into this season that the shooting was going to be an issue, and it is. This is the one thing that we knew coming in was going to happen, and it happened. And now we're kind of stuck here. Ime after the game was saying like, I don't feel like we found our offense. We did what we've been doing all year: penetrate, kick, get some guys wide open looks, and they're not knocking them down. Not going to hold people to in the 90s every night. We have to score more than 99 ourselves, which is very obvious. Another thing that he says, we talk about expected points every game, and expected points are very high with the looks that we're getting. When you don't knock those down, it starts to mentally wear on you a little bit. So there are metrics out there. Some of the more advanced sites, something that I do not have access to because it costs much, much, much money that we're just not going to pay for. They get all the crazy. ESPN pays for it. So they have stats like expected shooting percentage and the types of shots that you're getting. What is your expected shooting percentage? And it calculates basically everybody's shooting percentages and everybody's whole thing. And you can really get a sense of the shots that you're getting, what should you be shooting? And you get a sense like the Philadelphia 76ers. They had a big crash, and that, of course, coincided with Joel Embiid going out with COVID, but they were shooting way, way, way above what their expected shooting percentage was. So you look at all of those numbers for all these teams, and you say, okay, that's going to drop a little bit. The Celtics are sitting there saying, hey, our expected field goal percentage, our expected shooting percentage on these threes should be higher than what it is. So you can say, and take the stance that Ime is taking and say, well, if the expected shooting percentage is going to be up here and we're down here, then at some point the water is going to rise, it's going to find its level, which is fair. And I think it's worth trying to, like, when Jalen comes back and Rob comes back and they're a full team, that maybe some of the attention those guys get can help raise everybody's shooting percentage a little bit because they're just going to be a little bit more open. But the Celtics this year are shooting 32.8% on wide open threes. 32.8% on wide open threes. The Celtics are currently shooting 32.3% overall. They are the fifth worst three-point shooting team. You give them wide open looks, and that doesn't even increase the shooting percentage. So that kind of plays into what Ime is saying, like, we're wide open, and that's defined by defenders more than 6 feet away. We're wide open. We should be hitting better than 32.8% from wide open threes. That's fine. At some point, though, we also have to look at it. Who's getting those wide open threes? And you say, exactly how much better are they supposed to be shooting? Because where are those wide open threes coming from? Which I don't have. Are they in the corner or are they above the break? Josh Richardson is getting corner threes, but his 3-point percentage right now is 32.5. And since his almost 38% in the 2018 season, he had been shooting 34.5%. So his 32.4 is only a couple percent off of what his normal. So he's not going to bounce back that far. Dennis Schroeder is shooting almost 33%. His career is 33.7%. So he's only about a percentage point off of his career numbers. Tatum is way off. Al Horford is way off. Even Marcus Smart, who is 32% for his career, is down to 26. He is way off even for him. Those guys will come up. But the Celtics need to do something beyond just sit and wait and hope. They need to do something here. At least situationally, just see if you can get, like, in this game, instead of playing Cantor, and I don't know why you go with Cantor. I guess offensive rebound, everybody's missing, so you get a good offensive rebounder in there. Fine, he had a few offensive rebounds, didn't cash any of them in. But if you're going to put a bad defender at center while Horford is sitting, put Wancho in there. Just put Wancho in there. He's a shooter. Maybe he can get out there and get hot. Maybe. I don't know. But you know that Cantor isn't going to give you anything offensively. And you say, okay, well, he can set good screens. Okay, fine. But that didn't do anything. How about a guy who can hit a shot? Or at least has some history of hitting a shot? Let's try it. Now, Nesmith got in, Pritchard got in, and they're kind of off right now. They're just not hitting right now. Fine. What do you got to do to get them going? I've brought up bringing them to the G League for a game or two just to play 35 minutes. I got to check the main Celtics schedule to see, is there a place when the Celtics are off in the next week to send these guys? Just go to Portland, go play 35 minutes and just shoot 23 pointers. I don't care. Just go shoot until you can get yourself back on track, then come back. Do you need to do that? Fine. But short of all of that, it's time for Brad Stevens to, like, I'm recording this. It's the November 18th show. December 15th, the league basically opens up for business as guys who were signed as free agents are now eligible to be traded. And now we start to get like some of the rumors. It's basically 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now. The next 4 or 5 weeks, if the Celtics can't get one of these guys going, then it's time to figure out, how do you get somebody in here to help? And it's not even because I think the Celtics could make a deep run if they get another shooter. It's not even because I think it's about even this year or building a team or whatever. My number one thing is Tatum and Brown are 3rd and 8th in minutes played. And whenever Jalen comes back, he's going to be up there in minutes. These guys are working their asses off. Get them a shooter that they can rely on. Get them somebody out there that they can pass to and feel comfortable passing to, so they don't feel like they have to do the whole damn thing themselves. And that's going to be on Brad Stevens. You got basically a month before you start scouring and say, who do you need to move? If Juancho's not going to get the minutes, then move him and bring back somebody that at least can shoot. Someone that can just spot up in the corner situationally and can knock down a shot. I don't know who that is. It might be Terrence Ross. I mean, he's the most obvious name to me. Orlando is going nowhere. Can they get an asset or at least clear some space? Something. Is there some incentive that the Celtics can give them to pry Terrence Ross away? He's going to be a very popular guy. A lot of teams might want Terrence Ross. But find somebody. Do something. It's disheartening for the team to work the way they do and then just continue to miss all of these shots. And it's a team-wide thing. Like I said before, shooting was a concern coming in. It has reared its ugly head. It is a big problem, and you don't want to lose these guys. You do not want this to start to, I don't want to say spiral, but you don't want these guys to get frustrated. You want to give Ime Udoka the full year to really gain these guys' trust and to impart what he's going to impart. Give him some of the tools, even if it's temporary. Give him some of the tools to get these guys help so they can buy fully into what he's doing. And then next year, maybe you can figure out how to, over the summer, truly build a team, and maybe you make a bigger trade and pursue a bigger star if it's available. But the help now in the short term is meaningful for the Celtics. Oh, that was just part of the new Locked On Celtics podcast, so click the video to watch the whole thing. New shows dropping Monday through Friday, so subscribe to get notified when they drop.